into a team that has double silence, a swap, and cold snap. I mean, it seems really dangerous to me to rely on just him.
Yeah, exactly. Double silence built in, and then you never really know what the Invoker's gonna do. He could just build control roll the same way Hani did as well, rushing that Orchid, and then you have another instant silence there as well.
It looks like that's the plan, because Fear is starting off with a Blades of Attack. He hasn't learned any orbs yet.
Normally the Quaswex build,
exactly, yeah.
The face boots. If you go for Quas Exhort, it's more likely you're gonna go for Power Treads or Basilius as your first items. And personally, I really like Earn as well. I think it's
so funny. Look,
well, procs Cold Snap now too.
Exactly, yeah, that's the synergy.
Yeah. They used to do that way back, and then they changed it so it doesn't, and now it's back to doing it.
They did nerf the Cold Snap quite heavily, so you can't actually like last it creeps that well with it anymore. That was kind of neat.
It was ridiculously strong though.
Yeah. You could cancel salves really easily with it.
True.
Yeah. Now it doesn't actually cancel salve anymore when you throw it, unless you're
a high level of Quas.
Yeah, high level of Quas. I'm not sure what level. Like you would have to be level 3 or 4 or something at least. At what point it doesn't really matter that much anymore.
So from the looks of things, we're just going to see some warding dropped here by EG. I would even say they don't necessarily have to play like 3 top, because even though Venge VS might be a pretty decent roaming combo, it kind of feels like if you just play it safe, get some pull experience and things like that, and make sure the Visage hits 6, you don't have to really make anything happen early, whereas I feel like VP kind of have some pressure on them to not just let the laning phase go too poorly, you know?
I'm just looking over to the Arizona Iced Out Bow cosmetic on Drow Ranger. It counts pretty much everything. Kills, the Frost Arrow kills, enemy silence, multi-hero silences, and silenced kills. Pretty funny. A gift from the spirits who sold his soul 6 times to grant Arteezy's wish. Very beautiful.
Jesus. I wish it actually had like a date on it, so like when you actually started using the item.
Yeah, so you could get an idea. But the problem is, you can actually add gems with like 5,000 kills onto an item.
Oh, okay, so then it's kind of
it's pointless.
Yeah, okay.
Such cheating.
Good to know.
So, very defensive ward in the middle lane here. Obviously fearing the gank on Zeus with the Venge.
Yeah.
It's not really too hard to kill him either.
You just have to wait till Fear gets like 3 or 4 and has a decent level of Cold Snap.
I actually think that Quaswex Invoker is one of the best heroes to actually put against the Zeus. In terms of like, you get like 2 or 3 in Quas, you have the regen. Stick. Yeah. You basically never have to back. And even when you get to like level 5-ish, which is when Zeus normally starts becoming a bit of a nuisance for his damage output.
Have you seen PPD's position on bottom?
Yeah, he really wants to try to go.
He's completely hidden. They haven't seen him even though they walked by there, so it's a very nice little spot to stay hidden.
He's playing super aggressive. He's dead. That's for a spot.
Nice.
That was so sneaky by PPD. That's a very good little spot.
To assume that the Venge would just be top, right?
Yeah.
Or that spot, even though he walked straight on top of that, like he walked by that passage, you still can't see straight in there unless you walk in to check it specifically. So that's probably a little hiding spot that more people are going to start using.
Yeah, it's nice.
I mean, this is kind of one of the risks that you run when you're playing like a 0 armor support. Even against the puck with just Drow Aura, you're going to be taking significant harass, like no matter what.
They both have 0 armor supports actually.
Yeah. So, I mean, on the side of EG though, it's a lot easier for a puck VS, I think, to lane than it is for the Brewmaster to even lane in top. I think it's actually going to be like favored that EG are going to win 2 lanes pretty handedly. The only one that's even up for debate is probably Mage. Yeah, I don't think that Quaswex Invoker really loses to Zeus.
No, I don't think so, because his HP, as you said, is simply not going to go down enough. And when you have several points in Quas, you also have very high base HP. Yeah. Like your HP goes up so high that Zeus can't really burst you. And it becomes very difficult.
At the same time, though, it's very difficult to get rid of Zeus because of the Arc Lightning. He'll just spam it all day and get last hits with it. Like
yes. So very important is how much can VP farm on their Phantom Assassin on that bottom lane. And already the lane is being contested quite a lot by EG. But they need to get out really farmed if they want to transition into mid-game properly.
Do you think PPD will venture bottom again, or is he done?
I don't really think there's much of a reason for him to go top. I mean, the pulls are being soaked by the Visage right now, and he kind of needs a level 6, I think, more than even PPD does. Since they see Brew top, they can assume that Sedoy's not going to have Blink Dagger for ages. So, with no initiation, the only thing really to fear from the side of VP is, I guess, maybe Zeus's burst damage.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't really think that's going to be enough to make EG feel so pressured, at least for a while. I mean, until Sedoy gets blinked, it's like, how do you go? Universe, though, almost dropping in the bottom lane. He's a nice phase shift off with a salve, going to keep himself alive. Salve will get cancelled, so he'll probably have to go back to base, but...
Bit of a mistake staying in vision there, because he could have run into a tree and just hit, so he doesn't lose his salve. But anyway, he does stay alive. That's the most important thing on this lane anyway. They should not be giving away kills to VP. As long as they don't die with the Puck or Vengeful down there, they're gonna win that lane.
Sedoy's actually not doing as bad as I thought he would be doing. He's like nearly level 3. At 3 minutes, it's not too bad, considering
Oh, Universe actually almost dropping again. Gets another phase shift. Are you kidding me? He's really alive. Okay, this one I think is going to kill him. No, he goes to the orb to gain distance. Phase shift to the 1.
It's so close.
Oh.
Did he jump a little bit too early?
I think he did, actually.
Yeah.
It was a really nice attempt, though. Like, he was half a second.
It was very close. And PPD is going to be happy to steal some of this experience now that he gets the solo lane after his teammate dies. But this is exactly what VP needs.
Justice.
Making the kills happen there in bottom lane. And they also have stacked their bull camp. So they're going to get a nice double camp pulled and reset the lane.
Whenever I play support and that happens, it's like there's so much pressure on you to get the last hits, because like these are the last hits you're getting for the next like ages, you know what I mean?
When you do the pull?
Yeah, no, when you're like in the bottom lane when Universe died.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, when PPD was alone.
Yeah.
Base turn on Zeus here.
Yeah, looks like he might want to try to kill...
Fear has tornado, he dispel it, he could dispel the haste.
Just level 1 Wex though.
Yeah, it's only a little baby tornado.
Made him into the tornado. Throws it out, misses on the Zeus.
Well, this spells danger for the Visage.
He just wants to go back in. The damage is not enough. Okay, there we go. The arc actually kills him, but
Hashtag not worth.
not worth it all.
Yeah.
Especially getting the kill to Fear.
The high level in Quas allowing him to kind of continuously stun the Zeus.
Yeah. Doing really well now is Fear in mid lane with his face boots and 700, 800 gold even at minute 4 against the Zeus. And Zeus is one of the worst heroes of the mid lane at denying. He has 0 denies against an Invoker, and you know, rightly so. You can't deny against.
You have to attack so close, and your animation.
Well, not only is it Invoker, but he also has Drow, who is going to be sticking kind of soon. Yeah, looks like they want to try to kill Arteezy here. He's going to be taking quite a bit of damage. I don't think it's enough to kill, though. He
There's no
essentially
point.
turns around. He's got triple Wraith Band. He just wants to slay.
It's the exact same build as Loda was going
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
OPD coming in from the side as well. They're going to ignore JotM. Just trying to get the stun on Sedoy. Yes, they can. No TP for him.
The vision from Universe's illusionary orb give sight.
Yeah.
This one.
That's really good. Universe doesn't need to like stay on the bottom lane at all times. He just needs to try and find kills everywhere. As a Puck, the most important thing is staying alive and maybe finding assists or kills. And you'll be happy.
I really think that BZZ needs to be extremely active in this game. I don't think
Yes.
like going for a battle series or anything silly like that is going to be good at all. He needs to be like in the fight.
Drums.
I've said that every game we had a PA, that I don't like the Battle Fury build into farming and going later on, because you can go so aggressive with just like Aquila and then Dominator, or Aquila and upgraded boots even. You can go and clash. And I kind of agree, if you just wait out this game, you're gonna lose TG.
I'm interested to see what his item choice is going to be. I mean, there's still a scary amount of burst on the side of EG, so it kind of makes you want to go for like an early BKB almost. Because really, who on the team is supposed to absorb damage from you?
Yeah.
Zeus is not really a tank. Brew is kind of, but he's going to be split, so there's not really going to be much focus on him. And then you have a support Elder Titan, so...
I think it's more about the chaos that Brewmaster can create. So if Brewmaster goes in first and you follow up with PA, you can kind of pick your targets. Because if you go into everyone, obviously without BKB you're gonna die.
Always want to spin the Drow, do you? Because you do so much damage, or do you just go one Drow with PA and it's fine? Because of the way the ulti works, you know, if you get close to her, she doesn't have that much agility.
Well, someone needs to close distance to Drow always, and I guess it's easiest to do by having Brewmaster jump in and then PA taking whatever targets you
You
can get.
risk
Really.
the silence though, if you jump in on Brew.
You do, for sure.
Sometimes you might have to just go for an immediate split rather than Earth. Or
He doesn't necessarily need to get the clap off, he just needs to get in there.
Because when I was watching some Brews earlier in the competition, like they blink in and they try and split, but it takes so long for the animation that they can just get silenced nearly before.
if you're fast enough, you could probably still catch it, or more importantly, it's about vision, right? Like if you see the panic,
Yeah.
and you know the initiation is going to be there, it's still a lot easier
Yeah.
to actually cancel it in that case. But
It's obviously not ideal to rely on the Brewmaster to jump in against silencers and close distance from them. But what really are your options? You have PA who can jump in first, but then she gets bursted down by all the damage on EG.
Yeah.
So she needs to be able to pick her targets. I think that's more important than having a safe safe person jumping in.
Okay. Sort of. Looks like Fear's gonna go for the drums build.
I'm actually kind of surprised that he didn't just opt to go for Midas.
It's a long time since I've seen drums Invoker.
Well, it's definitely good for Quaswex because his role in the game is basically just
Run
be the
around.
control.
Yeah.
You know, be at every single fight, Tornado EMP, throw out a Cold Snap or two. It's not really huge demand from him. Nice steal from PPD on the rim. Doing pretty good damage to Yale, actually. He's got 2 points into his...
Oh.
Wait, they might actually be able to kill Yale here.
Yeah, all the damage from Vengeful there. I mean,
He solo died to a
yeah,
Venge. Look at
Venge
that,
hitting for 98.
98. It's so ridiculous, isn't it? Like 8 minutes into the game.
Yeah, -4 armor as well with Wave of Terror top lane. Can they? Oh, they cannot catch. Even keeping up and cancelling with Skywrath. Virtus.Pro stretching to find kills now, but struggling.
Well, on the bright side for them, Sedoy is only about a half a level behind Universe, which isn't too bad considering the circumstances. Granted, VP gave away a couple of kills. Their safe lane support got first blooded, which isn't ideal, but I think the split is going to be like the turning point for VP.
Well, the one thing about EG, if you just let them do what they're doing now, they're like one of the best teams in the world. They're just farming. Like they will literally use every single resource on the map. Like what's the? It's like 3.5k gold.
At 9 minutes with no tower.
Yeah.
The last hits are doing really, really well.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Farm everywhere.
also the amount of denies you see is really, really impressive. So mid lane, the Invoker has 67 plus 64 damage with a Quas Invoker. Just because of the aura from Drow Ranger helping him out so much. I think she gives
Ridiculous.
I think she gives 36 damage to everyone right now, which is plenty. Plenty of damage.
41.
41 actually. Oh
It was
yeah,
always
he's
my
got even
favorite
more.
thing to play with a Drow on my team, because I pretty much never go XR. I just love playing Quaswex. I just like the style.
You just like running around in this.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, more or less. Oh, gee, could be in some trouble here. There's some Visage birds behind. Going for a stun. Nice silence on a PPD, though. Stops the magic missile. Tornado, though, from the river from Fear, and this is going to be a free kill on G.
Yeah.
Very nicely done.
The aggression and EG playing quite a bit together here. Gonna go for a stack with Drow Ranger, try and clear up the Ancients. That is a lot of gold to pick up, and even Visage can just help click away here, because remember, the Familiars do get the damage here, so they deal a lot of damage as well.
Even without like dropping them, they're doing 50 damage, and they attack like is it
Extremely fast.
2 times a second? Like what?
Yeah, even more than 2, so yeah, extremely high damage output on this Ancient kill. And meanwhile, they're also letting Universe catch up a little bit on top lane, just trying to farm up his Blink Dagger. So I like this rotation.
I kind of feel like VP have put G on a hero that isn't enough impact for him. Like, Zeus is a good hero for being able to dish out damage in team fights, but I don't really feel like it's something that...
You can't solo game on him.
Yeah, you can't play the way that G normally plays, which is looking for kills.
When-
It's not Queen of Pain, PA, or...
Yeah, when I was watching VP yesterday, like I was saying the same thing. Like he needs like a Storm Spirit, a Puck, that kind of mobile. Like TA is the same, you know what I mean? Like just gets into the fight and just gets stuff done. Like that's his kind of.
Mid lane very dangerous now for Zeus as the Familiars coming as well. It's just there.
The damage output is completely insane from G.
Yeah, but I think that G playing the Zeus against Invoker in particular is a really hard game.
Stomp coming out. They want to go on this. Actually, Sleep hits on 2, so they're going for the double climb. Only hits on 2. Should be dead.
Oh, he didn't.
Very dead.
I don't think his stick would have made much of a difference. He decided to keep it.
He was mega dead.
He was
He's actually opting to go for the Orchid after jumps, which I think is really good against the blue for obvious reasons. I don't know, they might be able to get Zai as well.
PA going ham here, trying to fight a little bit. Can she crit on any dagger, anything? Just trying to chase down to get this kill.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, though, Puck does kill Elder Titan after he denies the tower. So, sort of worth for Yol.
Oh, JotM looking for a kill here in Universe. There is no mana for an orb right now.
He has the silence though, yeah.
Yeah, he has one Arcane Bolt and he has silence, but is anyone going to get close enough? Looks like G's there. Oh.
Dear
Did
God.
that do 450 damage?
Can we have a check, Weppas?
That looked insane.
No.
You have to set it for individual players if you're looking for
I can check it.
Keep checking,
That's
yeah.
fine.
That was insane. Very high.
And it's only level 2 as well, the seal. So imagine level 4 seal, oh my god.
Actually, it would probably be 350 damage, not 400. Because base magic resist is 25%, so if it adds 25, it would just be like 350.
So EG actually got first. They got they won the contest and they picked guy. So
He hit him for 354 damage with
Yeah.
the bolts, which is plenty. Pretty much just negating the resistance.
yeah.
Oh, they want to go on this tornado. Going after the high ground, going to barely miss on G. And they're still going to get an auto kill. top tier. The EMP is going out. They didn't really make contact with much. G going to be able to retreat. Final split coming out from Sedoy. They want to try to go on BZ. Magic missiles there. Silence the follow up coming out from Arteezy. Universe in trouble now. Silence. They're all focusing him down. Nice swap from PPD and the familiar set at the same time. Hitting 3. The coil also hits. So Universe coming back in. They managed to take one down. Now they're fighting the next to fall. And JotM will be the third. Ultimate coming out from G puts the kill on Universe, but he's going to be trading his own life for this.
So close to killing off PPD.
So basically what happened there, Sedoy, Brewmaster split and chased Fear like to the middle lane basically to the water, and left his whole team just to fight it out. Like when you have a Brewmaster in your team, you need to be in the mix, you know, tornadoing people. Like,
I don't think he put a single person in the air, did he?
No.
He kind of just ignored
he chased Fear down to the end of the air.
Yeah. Single targeting that hard onto an Invoker, well, he's not the most important thing. Like we talked about how Drow Ranger is the one that you need to get on. And I believe that you remove her ulti just by having the Earth Panda close to her, or I don't know if the normal Panda is a hero. Yeah, because the Earth Panda is like your one lane BZZ.
So much damage.
No misses from Arteezy.
Well, he only has level 1 evasion actually. He's opted the max blink strike, so.
It's the precision bow though. It's not gonna miss.
That's true.
Do you like this build, going for Battle Fury in a game like this?
For the PA?
Yeah.
I really feel as though there's not one item that's going to give her enough of an impact in the beginning of the game to really like make it so she's going to fight well, you know? So maybe his contingency plan is just
farm.
I'm going to try to make it to Battle Fury, and then if I get BKB Basher afterwards, then I'll be an actual threat.
The thing I see happening though is Fear on Invoker, just running around with Orchid, just picking you off all the time.
Well, actually, quite difficult for a Classworks Invoker to kill PA, assuming the PA has max blur.
If you EMP Tornado, like with an Orchid on top, I think he's dead.
Yeah.
Well, HP-wise, if you get the full combo off, sure, he'll die, because he only has 700 health right now. But I'm saying if you're going around with like Ghost Walk on, and you're just relying on Cold Snap and auto attacks and Orchid, you probably won't kill him.
Yeah. Trying to find Universe here on bottom is VP. They see him.
Oh, they want to turn it around. Coil on the G. He's going to miss from a nice dodge by Universe, but he gets crit, bolted, and clapped at the same time. They're going to be able to get G in return.
Zai is laughing. He's over by the Ancients just after killing Zeus. Like,
birds, man.
Birds doing work. They die, but he has only 15 seconds cooldown on them. And Invis Rune, along with Ghost Squad coming in here from behind the Invoker and Vengeful.
Look at Arteezy.
Oh man, they're actually TPing away. BZZ's going to be kind of stranded here.
Yeah, but that means they're alone.
Oh, JotM. He is so dead. Oh, he realized he's cold with Ghost Walk. He's just a goner.
Suddenly really cold.
Yeah, so hard.
Yeah, and Vengeful has done a lot of work in this game, and that makes me really happy because whenever people mention star players of EG, PPD is the one that you kind of don't think about.
Oh,
like everyone else is the
Jeez.
Holy crap.
damage.
Sanji Nasha.
But yeah, this game 4-0 and Vengeful, really impressive play with all the games.
I mean, it's just the small things that PPD did in the beginning of the game, just being in that position, realizing that the Skywrath would be playing aggressively because you want to zone the offlaner as hard as you actually can, and it being dire side, so the wave is actually closer to the tower and you have a hiding spot. Like, thinking that far ahead is pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Pretty ridiculously good, to be honest. So
it's like he has a crystal ball and you can see into the future or something like that.
He's a mystic, magician.
Yes. Is he an oracle?
Oh.
Too soon. Literally too soon.
Actually,
not in the game yet.
Arteezy missed the pull here on the Ancients because he mained the big creep and it ended up blocking the pull, so he only gets one stack.
Damn you, Maim.
Damn you, Maim. Why did I buy the Sanj? Sanji Nasha working against him. BZZ.
What's the logic behind Sanji Nasha? He just wants to be mobile and farm low?
BZZ actually goes down to this combination. Tries to get a kill. Well, Puck also goes down to the Brewmaster along with everyone pretty much. The logic behind it, well, I think it's just a decent item to be honest. It gives you a lot of movement speed, which is always welcome when you're running around and farming this much.
It's 6% more than a Manta as well.
Yeah, 6%
just for farming then.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those items that kind of gives you the best of both worlds, gives you a bit of durability. Like, having 1400 health on a Drow on Agi Treads isn't too bad at 17 minutes in. Actually, more than that when he goes to Strength, obviously, but I think overall it's just one of those things where you don't really want to buy an early BKB on this hero, even though her damage is already pretty substantial.
Especially in this patch.
Yeah.
With the
you want to try to delay BKB as long as humanly possible now until you absolutely
I try and get it for my last item. Like it's
in some games, obviously, you need to customize and get it faster, but...
Yeah.
And it's not as YOLO as, like, Mask of Madness, where you would just instantly die to a ZCT combo, right? You just, like, pop it and just Zeus ult takes half your HP.
It's a good point.
Oh, he noticed the cold.
Run away from the temperature drop. But yeah, I like that he's staying high HP without having the Math Commanders on and so on. Because he's harder to gank, as you say.
VP still haven't bought Dust or Sentries.
I mean, I have a Zeus.
Okay, but if Zeus is Orchided, I'm dead.
I think the justification for it is when you're behind.
You'll definitely dead here.
Cold Snap, Orchid.
Zeus!
Later.
Please!
Yeah, would have been decent to have some centers out, but they're so starved in money. I mean, they're just falling behind that much. Already we see pretty much a 12,000 gold advantage going EG's way after 18 minutes. This is a humongous advantage.
So dominant, like.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it, though, is like the way that VP drafted. They gave themselves basically one game plan, right? It's use the Brewmaster to be our initiator. If that doesn't work, our mid to late game is, I would say, vastly inferior to what EG have drafted.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you really deal with the damage output of their team? And we also have to consider that in this type of game, Drow is actually free to go straight MKB if Arteezy feels like that's the item that he wants.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, no matter what your item progression is on PA, you're just a goner. And speaking of, G is going to be joining his...
Trying to get Visage on top lane, though, getting some return here.
They used everything. They used Split. They need to, though. They need to get objective.
That was extremely high commitment, so they're not going to get the actual objective in the end, because there's no way they take the tower.
Fear has realized this, though. Like, they've noticed, so he's like, okay.
I mean, it really is a bummer for killing, like, A support, losing G in the process, and not even being able to kill a tier 1. Like, ideally, you're able to pressure something in a situation, but just because of the amount of farm that Fear has, like, he's 6-1 and 1 in 100 CS at 90 minutes.
Look at his damage right now.
Yeah, he hits tremendously hard, and this is important when you're playing a Drow strat. They have been playing aggressively, taking the fight to the enemy team,
letting Drow
because they can play 4v5 sort of, due to the high damage they have. Even Vengeful hits harder than the enemy carry. So, at this stage, of course, he doesn't have crit, but even so, I mean, with the build that he has the full mech when it's delivered. With the power treads, he can just walk in and click people and deal pretty much the same damage output as a PA at this stage, which is completely insane. With his minus armor, possibly even more.
VP kind of have a... You could never underestimate it.
Oh, maybe not the bolt from long range. He actually ground targeted
That's a huge kill.
That was a very nice play by G, actually.
Yeah, Arteezy does have his entire BTB on the courier, though. So, yes, you killed him, but he lost no gold.
Yeah, so the VP always have the potential to blow someone up with the Zeus Skywrath Elder Titan thing. For sure. Like, so you can't really be too safe.
One kill. One kill. 2,800 experience.
Yes.
2,800.
I mean, we have to like keep in mind 10,000 plus golden experience at 20%. You're gonna get a lot for killing people.
Look at it; it actually went up. The graph went up quite a bit.
Yeah,
yeah, it's a big swing. I mean, you kill a level 15 hero 20 minutes into the game
when like you have a level 9 Skywrath. Like.
Exactly. So of course it's massive. Bottom here, Universe was aggressive.
Ooh, nice play for
A
VP.
little bit too greedy on the farm there, Universe. He should have known that they wanted to take an objective after killing Arteezy there, so probably shouldn't jaunt into the kill.
Oh, well, they didn't have any vision down there either. It was kind of like...
Yeah, but you have to feel it there, I think. Expect something.
I suppose it's fair. Nobody was farming mid or top, for that matter. So I guess it was like a little bit risky.
Oh, it's gotten icy.
Fear, just casually making people cold and walking away again.
The fear.
It's the I'm watching you.
Yeah, he puts the fear in the net. Good job.
Damn.
I mean, the old version of Ghost Walk was actually significantly lower movement speed, so you couldn't really patrol the map like this. Like, imagine old Weaver, who had the little shades. I mean, that's pretty much what Fear is right now.
Yeah.
He's actually just gone, like, 7 years in the past and just turned into a Weaver shade.
Yeah, but with spells and high damage. Pretty decent.
And a silence.
And the ability to solo kill.
Oh, they had a silence.
Hero.
No, that was later on. Not the shades. That was in the next version.
Oh, yeah.
Not the Weaver. Oh, man, this could be too much for Fear, though.
He looks so hard.
They blink in. They want to go.
No.
There's no vision either, so he's not going to be able to get the kill.
They baited that one really well.
As well.
He was like, I'm just going to sit here, you guys stay in the trees, and we go.
Okay, you got a regen one as well. Nom, nom, nom.
I mean, it should be fairly apparent after that death that I don't think VP are going to be splitting up much anymore. I don't really think they have the luxury of doing that. Like, they understand that Fear can solo kill pretty much anyone. And it's happened, I think, one too many times, and like on their account, like losing too many heroes. So now it's just like, okay, we need to stick all the time.
The problem here is then Arteezy just running around with his little precision bow, like just split pushing the whole time.
Yeah.
And if you group up as 5, you have the Visage birds as well to worry about.
Yeah.
Like Zai isn't doing it yet, but he nearly has his Aghanim done.
Well, I'm not saying that 5-manning is going to be like the way that VP win. I'm just saying that's what they have to do.
Yeah, they're forced into the corner. Like.
Yeah, and Roshan is now spawned. Arteezy gonna check it and find out that he is there. And with the Sanji outside the minus armor and
Look at the damage.
Roshan is just crying. He gets he gets 0 auto attacks off. Roshan actually not doing anything.
Literally useless.
Lying like a
having
creep.
like a sigil and an enchantress, and the Roshan just never hits you.
Yeah. Okay, so BZZ actually kind of ninja'd a lot of bangs. You got them kills on Arteezy.
He will get the BKB.
Yeah, definitely.
But question is, how much can he make happen with it? And I think this decision by Sedoy to go Aghanims in this game is a mistake. I think he needs BKB himself. Because it's very likely that he jumps in and gets silenced.
Yeah.
And if he does, I don't see VP winning a team fight.
I almost think that even going forward, that's lads in top lane, didn't have any dust here. Yo's going to throw out a spirit, looking for a stomp, but here it's just so freaking
He has a
fast.
deafening blast.
Yeah, the race card is dagger. Sedoy, continuing forward, he's going to eat a stomp, he's going to be dead here.
Deafening blast?
Oh, dagger, the crit. 315.
Yeah, he should die there.
I like the positioning of BZZ there, though. It's very easy to like telegraph that you're going to go for the 2-hero tornado rather than the 1, and not standing in a straight line, just making sure that you could get the dagger off.
You've got a kill on an enemy core, which is really important, but in the end, you lose 1000 HP on your mid tower because of the split pushing Drow Ranger immediately, and it's just so hard to stop what EG are doing.
Yeah, I think this is just a game where EG actually got everything they wanted in the early lane. They have to hold that thought, though. Primal's still coming out. One with the TPD. Skywrath is going to be there as well. They find 1 kill on...
They should find 1 more. TPD is definitely dead, so really good job catching out the 2 support heroes here. Maybe
they're doing it.
This. Yeah,
they're doing it.
VP are doing it. Can they turn this into a tower mid at least, and then farm their stack? Maybe they can get some, get the 3rd item up on PA.
It's going to be a bit worrisome if that PA gets like BKB and then like a Basher, or a BKB and another item on top of that.
Yeah.
Because even though Fear is going MKB, it doesn't appear that Arteezy is interested in buying one and has just purchased an Ultimate Orb instead. So the only person who's going to have a reliable right click against a fresh BKB PA is going to be Fear. Oh, jeez. Actually hit on 2. Fear going to be dropping here, though. Familiars, not enough to save him. They do end up getting JotM in return. Universe, though, had to expend forward to do so. See if they can find anything else. Though, going to get a nice stomp on at least 1. Universe actually phase shifted that one.
What do you think about going like minus armor on BA, like Desolator in this game?
I think it's a bit... It's really good for damage. Like, you would be able to burst insanely hard, like if you got a crit.
Yeah, I would really like to see the Vlads from Brewmaster, though. I can't agree with this Aghanims in this game at all, because no one else really affords... Well, maybe Elder Titan can sacrifice his Yule Scepter builds, but he's not going to do that.
He looks like he wants it.
Yeah, he really wants that item.
He even bought the recipe when I said that. He's like, okay, right, just to confirm, I'm buying Yules.
But this also puts your PA in a spot where she has no lifesteal, and as you said, Andy, buying into a Basher is amazing on PA. But you're still going to end up losing your HP and not regaining it during the fights, which is going to be a downside against EG.
Yeah. I mean, eventually you probably want to get Dominator and Basher, transition to late game like Abyssal Satanic.
Yeah.
We have to assume that EG are probably going to try to end the game before that happens.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the Desolator will give you so much damage right now. Like, it's a cheap enough item to buy. Like, he only needs like 1.5k gold.
It would be amazing. It would be amazing. I would be happy to see a Desolator if they also had the Vlad, but just going for it now, I almost think that the Basher is more needed.
Okay.
They don't really have a whole lot of lockdown, to be honest. Like, they really rely on...
Big fight down the line.
Well, on Zeus, silence out of Sedoy. Zeus comes out. First player actually going to go on as well. BKB pop by the Drow. They managed to get Fear almost right away. VP seems to be doing quite well. And the Smite Universe going to eat a silence. He's easy as well. The turn is real. VP taking the team fight in a big way. First hit crit. They managed to take out JotM, but that is it.
And they catch the Visage as well, holding him in place.
So they're angry.
He's going to try to take you out, but not going to happen. Not of course.
He's not getting away. VP.
Extremely tanky, but...
Wow, that has to be a massive swing after getting that much.
Show fight weekend.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
That is a really, really good fight for VP, and they were in the better position there. I think EG were not expecting the full 5.
Yeah.
Because why would they walk into that fight if they
Fear
knew?
basically died and used 1 spell. Like, he EMP'd and then he was dead. Like, just immediately. The Elder Titan Spear, Earth Splitter, and I think Zeus, like, hit him at the same time. And he just exploded. Like, he didn't do a single thing.
It's kind of the weakness of doing this roaming around Ghost Walk thing. Like, you don't have an extra invoke ready, so you don't have, like, 3 spells to just throw at them really quickly.
It's also the fact that he's going for the Demon Edge build. Wants to get an MKB, of course, but I think if he had something like a 4-staff Blink Dagger along with his Orchid, which he could have had there in that fight if he wanted to, that could have saved him maybe, and at least made it so he has bigger impact. Because the damage is already there from the Drow aura, in my opinion. So, of course...
I think he's worried about the evasion, but like...
A Hex, maybe?
On Brew, yeah, a Hex would have been maybe the better option. Like, Brew has evasion and so does PA.
Well, I think the thought process is the MKB is the item progression that you want to have by the time PA gets the BKB.
Yeah.
And you're the only person on the team who's building towards it. So I actually kind of thought that Arteezy would do it. Like, he's
going scatty. He's just
SMY.
He's like, I just want the stats. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to chill and flick creeps, and you guys are going to do all the work.
Yeah, I think this is actually a good build against everything but the PA.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter how much health you have if you get RNG'd.
Yeah, I'm not too impressed with this build against the PA, as you say, because look at what he can do. In that last fight, he just could not click the PA. She close distance, and then he's standing there. Even having a 4-staff maybe on the Drow Ranger would make me really happy, or a Blink Dagger can also work out wonderfully.
The other thing about his items is against Elder Titan, building these huge stat items don't actually do that much for you, like armor wise. So at the moment he has like 24 armor.
He actually has 0.
But yeah, the most of that is actually
everything is gone as soon as he gets
everything
close.
is gone.
Yeah.
So PA hits for like 1 billion.
That is really true. And
I
right
wonder
now,
what his next item progression is going to be. Does he just go Butterfly after this, or does he like?
No, you need. So I think you could even
on who?
On Drow.
Well, since they're not going Hex, he needs the MKB, I think. No one is anywhere
he seems
near.
to be going stat heavy, so if he's going for stats for Aura, then Butterfly is like a good for that stat.
Ethereal Blade actually mightn't be too bad.
I think Aura doesn't do crap for you if you don't have anyone with a Hex. Like, you're just gonna end up not doing anything to the PA. And in the end, she is the one really important hero that you need to kill.
Yeah, okay.
At least that's how I would approach this game.
Well,
PA almost has
just
super
said
bash.
get MKB to Arteezy, I think, because it's pretty easy to hear the players for us, but they're obviously wearing soundproof headsets, so I think it's pretty apparent that...
Yeah, they're when the fancy helicopter ones
yeah. They definitely understand what needs to be done. And I think it's one of those situations where this is VP's time to actually, like, punish, right?
Yeah, they can win the game right now.
Right now, I would almost go as far as to say that they're a little bit stronger than T-Fox.
They have the BKBs, and they have the Brewmaster ulti with Aghanim's. They have Yule's just finished on y'all, so he can, like, solo lockdown someone for the entire fight.
Yeah, that is fair.
You know, with the stomp, Yule's combo. But again, EG are just kind of farming everywhere. They don't even mind.
If they can avoid some engagements and make sure that they don't give away like a Roshan or something like that, and they get double MKB, like on Arteezy and Fear, then I think it's actually fair to say that they could just come right back. And I mean, it sounds weird to say that they could come right back, but the fact that they've given away 3 fights in succession, the amount of money that they gave up and experience, especially the heroes like BZZ and the PA, it's like, it's absolutely game-changing.
And it's not just what they got from those fights, it's what they get continuously from farming the entire map here as well.
To
give up control
from birds.
Yeah, the birds are really dangerous, but they are going to go down here to some nice right clicks. He's going to resummon.
He's gone for the Abyssal, just finished it there.
Yeah.
Arteezy's going to have a hard time in these fights now.
Yeah,
that's honestly like the item that all of a sudden makes the PA absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
Especially if he gets like even one good bash or one good crit. It's just, if the Elder Titan Spirit is out on heroes like Drow, for example, or anyone really for that matter, it's like they have a Bassi, I think, for armor, but they don't have it. They have mech armor aura as well.
Yeah.
So that one's actually pretty good, but they don't have Vlad's and they don't have AC. So
I have a question about the BKB and the Elder Titan aura. Like, how does that work? Because you still get aura, don't you? But only BKB.
Yeah, you still
it's
get
like
it
AC.
still applies.
Yeah.
It does not care about anything.
Yeah.
So props to EG for still keeping a pretty good control of the map here, despite giving up those team fights, because they know they don't want to fight right now. But Virtus.Pro are taking it to them, going into their jungle. They know they can pressure the enemy, because team fight wise, right now, Virtus.Pro is stronger. Roshan is up though.
yeah, BP know this too. You can see their aggressive positioning.
Yeah, and the
Look
drawing.
at the arrows.
They draw a line.
They
towards
shall
us.
not pass.
I really like the smoke. I mean, it might be a little bit obvious, but at the very least, they understand the priority of Roshan right now.
Yes, but no one is defending the bottom tower, so as you say, becomes more and more obvious for every second that
put on
passes
the aura?
right now.
Like, if you see maybe 2 or 3 range creeps and a catapult,
Oh,
there's
they might hit Arteezy. He's got a BKB. Are they actually going to take him out here? He's immediately going to pop and just walk away. So Universe is going to be fine too. So they've committed split to this. It might be definitely out of position here. It's going to be dropped pretty quickly.
Yeah, EG though, they lose 1, but they also know that the enemy used up their Brewmaster split, so maybe they want to contest it.
Mid.
Yeah, do they want to contest Roshan at all? After the split is gone?
I don't know. I really feel like BP could still just rogue quite easily.
Uh-oh, Universe.
Universe
Like having a PA on your team, even without lifesteal, it's like you can actually just tank it forever. There's not really much they're going to be able to do about it. And I think they're familiar to the split push and they get a tier 2.
Invoker is coming in as well.
Yeah, he can be a nuisance here, but can he really do anything good? That's my question.
It's pretty hard to roast when the enemy is on.
They thought Invoker was going to be there, and he actually ends up getting phase shifted here for a little second, and he just clicks away. Oh, Selfie.
They continue to do Roshan. And this is a cheese Roshan as well.
TC does not care about this Rosh. He doesn't want to go there, so in the end, it seems that EG are going to get this one up. And as you say, Cheese and Age is going the way of EP now.
It's very
spot,
tough.
really.
And there's the Vlads that we asked for.
I guess this is the lower risk approach that EG are doing, because they could probably have fought there with the Brewmaster split down, but it would not be an easy fight by any means. Instead, they're just going to play it safe and say, hey, we don't want to go for a 4v5 by any means, we're going to keep farming out until they get stronger.
The longer the game goes on though, EG will eventually come out on top. Unless, like, they just need control.
Comes down to execution though, because
if
if PA can delete one player, you know, the computer out the window kind of style blinking of an Abyssal Blade, then it's still very hard to say that they're gonna be ahead in late game.
Yeah, I'm still worried, like, normally you would say that a dual core team like EG should have the advantage, and in terms of overall damage output, I think they probably have a slight edge, but the ET is kind of a equalizer. They're going to be able to catch out Zai here, and there's the crit.
Yeah.
Alright, so the big thing to remember too is that if BZ ends up dying, like he loses Aegis and dies again, the gold swing is going to kind of get ridiculous again, right?
Yeah.
He's worth so much right now to EG, and it's only going to take like one good base defense to kind of equalize.
How are they going to bring him down twice though when he always has his team around him? I think it's not going to be an easy task to...
They almost have 2 BK or MKBs, which means that...
I think Hex was always the right option. Like, it doesn't even matter if you can hit PA, because he's going to kill you in 2 hits.
Yeah, like hexing the Brewmaster.
Actually getting caught out here on top as well.
Oh wow.
He's going to be dropping. Sedoy looking for something mid, but not going to find anything. Universe able to blink to safety.
They lose bottom tower, but now EG have to go back and defend here. Really aggressive by VP to keep pressuring this hard while killing off Invoker on top. But they know how important he is.
DZZ is like...
They need to get out.
Boil on
Nice.
3. Universe buying time first. Teleport react. Buyback straight away from Fear. Arteezy teleports to the tower as well. Hits a bullet to the face, and they're not actually going to end up defending this at all. So they want to go right into Arteezy. Pops the BKB, but it does nothing. He hits so hard. He was regular hitting for 4.
That was insane. Of course, no single armor on the Drow there after EP was on.
It's hilarious, isn't it? So do you, maybe an AC or something like that would have been good on Drow? I don't even know.
I'm not sold on this build overall. I just think that they're playing very weird. Not going for Hex, not going for the Blink Dagger and Drow. I really like what Alliance were doing instead when they played the very similar draft to what EG are sitting on. And yeah, I just think the Blink Dagger and Drow, so you never get caught out by these positionings. Because he got Stifling Daggered into Blink Dagger, or into Blink Strike, and just death. And that won't happen if you have a Blink.
I think a lot of it could also just be attributed to, I think EG got really overconfident during the mid game. Like Fear was walking around by himself for basically 10 minutes.
There was a point
he hadn't really done anything with the team for quite a while, and they were just like looking for solo kills for such a long time, well after VP had already adapted to the situation. That they were just giving away kills for free.
Yeah, there was a point mid where Fear died, and then, as you said, they should have expected them to push bottom.
They've been bleeding a lot of kills overall. Like, people getting picked off everywhere. Not even just Fear. Mid lane Universe using a little bit of a orb here. Maybe they can catch them, but they are revealed.
They had vision there.
Okay.
Pause coming out. So we have a little bit of a of a break here, and we can talk about what PA is going to get next, because she's so rich.
I think it's MKB.
Yeah. I would expect that this is just a
golden sword of destiny.
Yeah, obviously Daedalus doesn't do much for you. You already have the best crit in the game. Why would you go for any other crit, really? Even though they stack, it's...
Yeah,
you don't,
not great.
You don't care. MKB would be really strong here. But I'm surprised that Virtus.Pro, we say that EG have been doing a lot of mistakes as well, but Virtus.Pro have really come together and just played phenomenally the second half of the game.
Do you think it's a lot to do with Elder Titan and his aura, like the aura?
I think the Zeus and ET are actually the major factors as to why they're still in the game. I think Sedoy has actually played, like... I usually expect Sedoy to do better than he's done this game, right?
Okay.
I think he's underperformed a little bit, but I think between G and Yul, it's like their damage output is just completely insane. Like when they killed Fear immediately in the team fight in the woods, that to me was like the really big turning point, because it wasn't just a pick anymore. It was taking a huge engagement, like killing 4 of EG and not really giving away anything in return.
Yeah. That was the difference when the entire game just swung, because prior to that point, VP could never farm. They had to go 5, and after that, EG just stopped their aggression. They could not, contain it.
Right away at E. It's going to land here on Sedoy. It brings a little bit of mana.
He has a lot of mana with that icon.
Yeah, I mean, it's 550 for a max legacy MP, so it's going to take at least 2 of those minimum to put him to a low state of mana, and that's not including like arcane boots or stick charges. So VP fully committed to this top push. It's going to be a bit scary. Oh my god, instantly killed.
Was that one shot?
Yeah, literally one shot.
No armor.
He actually pops the BKB before the he's going to go there. He's going to be there. He wants to go on Arteezy. Abyssal Blade is there. Can he get a crit? That's the question. But it doesn't even matter. He just kills with regular auto attacks.
There's no buyback. He's dead, and GG. What a surprising turn of the menu there. Yeah, and a nice little touch was also that PA blinked in onto the creeps when Drow Ranger was standing next to them, because with BKB you cannot jump them. So he gets in there in the end, and just amazing how well VP managed to handle this. We talked about how G got shut down on mid lane, and then it goes towards you saying that he had the highest impact in the comeback, pretty much.
Yeah, the Zeus burst damage was pretty darn important, at least for turning the mid-game team fights. And